guys, this month we're giving a shout out to a small independent business called Glow with Rach. So they invited me down this week and I tried out their facials and some of their waxing. And can I just say the treatments were amazing and I felt great after. They were thoroughly explained to me what I was having done, the benefits I would see from having them. And yeah, everything was laid out. I felt very comfortable as soon as I walked through the door. So I can't recommend them enough and I would definitely be booking back in. I'm going to put all their information below, guys. Please go and check them out. Keep supporting small businesses. Let's get into the episode. So, guys, I want to start off this episode by saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I've seen the comments, I've seen the DMs, I've seen all the love that you guys have shown the podcast. So, I just want to say thank you so much. This is our season 1, so we're only going to get bigger and better. So I just want to start off by saying thank you. I've seen the comments, I've read the reviews, and everything has been noted. So Be Real will be responding very soon. As you know, on this podcast, it's all about being real. So I love talking about hot topics. I love saying exactly what I think and get into the nitty gritty of stuff. But sometimes, I want to talk about things that maybe other podcasts don't talk about, or it's subjects that people are too scared to talk about. So today's episode, it's tender, it's personal, and my outcome, my hopeful outcome for this episode is that it's healing. So to my amazing, beautiful listeners, I just want to give out a small trigger warning that we will be discussing loss in its many forms. Obviously, when you first say grief, you think about death. And I don't think grief is just death. Grief for me is, the loss of friendships, the loss of relationships, the loss of oneself, identity shifts. There are many forms of grief. So I just want to dig deep into that and like what it means for other people, what it means for me. And yeah, I just want us to talk about it. I try and do some research about things before I just like start talking about it. Because I want to get a deeper understanding of it. So when I say like grief is more than just, loss or death, there are 5 stages of grief. Okay, so I just want to read just like briefly, like what I learned about the 5 stages of grief. And that is why I can confidently say like grief isn't just about death. It could be the loss of something for you in any aspect. Like I said, friendships, relationships, oneself. So it could be anything. So so you're on the page with me, let me just read the 5 stages of grief. The first one is denial. So this can't be happening. So that going through your head is one of the first stages of grief. So it's denial. So number 2 is anger. So that is like, why is this happening and who is to blame? I feel like, okay, so let's go back to the first one. So let's go back to denial. This can't be happening. I feel like with denial, that's something that we've all gone through. Like we all think this can't be happening. I'm trying to I want to be real with you guys. And in my personal experience, I've had denial more in relationship than I have with actual death. I think when it comes to actual death, I'm very not realistic. I don't know if that's the word, but I'm very, maybe it is realistic. Like I know that's happening. I know some people in denial of death, but I'm not. I think if something's dead or someone's died, like I understand that's what it is. And I think I adapt really quickly. But I think in terms of relationship, if something isn't like, I think this has happened to me in the past, if something's not working or whatever, I think at first I've been in denial, like, oh my God, this can't be the case. Yes, that was really like weird and like to put my head around. So denial. So that's the first one. So then it goes to anger. Why is this happening and who is to blame? I'm trying to think I want to think of situations that I've been in or situations that I've heard about with friends, like, why is this happening? Who is to blame? Again, I feel like if I think about my friends, this is the most common in relationships. Like they would say to themselves, like, why is this happening? But not who is to blame. We always blame, if it's the girls, that we always blame the guys. It's their fault. It's always their fault. So we know who is to blame, but it's that, why is this happening? Like, obviously you don't deserve that. And yeah, you can, obviously that can you can put that towards losing someone, because you do think to yourself, like, why is this happening? Like, they don't deserve it, you don't deserve it, like they could be like, for you they're the most amazing person. So yeah, I feel like anger does play a part, even if you don't recognize it as anger. Like, it's a part of the grieving process. The next one is bargaining. So, if I do this, can it be undone? It's so weird. Like, now when I think of grief and understanding that grief can be that it can be put to anything, like not just death, like it's not just linear, it's there's many different things you can grieve. If I done this, can it be undone? That is such, like, it's so sad, because often with death people say this, or often if someone is like terminally ill, you just think, oh please, if this can happen, can they get better? Or, you know, there's lots of things you go through your mind. Like, if you're really religious, you think, please God, if this, like, if you do this to me, can that person be better? Because I know that's something that I have, you know, I've like said or prayed for, like, please, can, if I do this, can they, you know. And often people say that in relationships as well, like you're going through a breakup, you're like, if I do this, if I change this about myself, will it make things better? And again, in friendships, you think like, maybe if I shouldn't have said this, if I didn't say this, would this be the outcome? If I, you know, if I went along with this, would this be the outcome? Yeah, so I feel like that one is a really sad one. I feel like that one is more sad than denial and anger. Yeah, I feel like that one is actually more sad than denial and anger. We have number 4, which is depression. God, this is quite a hard, this is quite a hard episode, guys. It's quite deep. So, look, please continue with me. So the next one is depression. So, I'm too sad to do anything. So this is a period of deep sorrow and reflection. It can include feelings of hopelessness, loneliness, withdrawal from life. Whew, that one's a lot. Um, I can't, like, I'm very fortunate to say I don't think I've ever been depressed. Yes, I've been low of mood. I've had like bad days, sad days, or whatever. But I can't, I know, and I'm going to say this, a lot of people throw the word depression around. Like, a lot of people say, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. And I hate when people just say it. Like, some people don't really understand like how big that is. Like, to say you're depressed, they don't really understand the what's the word, the magnitude of that word, like what it really means. And we often, like, there's certain words that people just throw around these days. I think depression is one of them. Because to be like, even to hear that, like, I'm too sad to do anything, like, imagine like your saddest day when you feel like so sad about something, and it consumes you so much you can't do anything. Like, you can't eat, you can't go for a walk, you can't pick up the phone, you can't leave the house, you literally can't function. I couldn't fathom that. So that's a word, like, I just would not throw around, because that is a lot, you know. So that's like the first stage. Like, it's a deep sorrow, you know, includes feeling hopeless, loneliness, withdrawal from life. Like, that's a really heavy one for me. Okay, that's got to be the worst one. Number 4's got to be the worst one. So to be in that, where you have a withdrawal from life, like, I love life. I've got such a crave for life. I've got such a thirst for life. I just love life. I just feel like we have this one life. We should do as much as we can. We should see, we should explore, we should have adventure. We should just do everything we want to do. So I could not imagine all of that being taken away, and I just have no feeling for life, no thirst for life, and I'm just in this like sorry state. So yeah, that is a really, really difficult one. Last but not least is acceptance. So I'm at peace with what happened. Not necessarily okay with the loss, but coming to terms with it. Acceptance brings a sense of calm and allows a person to start moving forward. You know what? It's really hard, and I'm not saying I'm superhuman, but maybe I'm a little bit superhuman, because I feel like I get to the point of acceptance really quick, and I think I get there quicker than others, because in the beginning, like, for me, this is my personal opinion, okay? But for me, like, in the beginning, yes, I can be like, you're sad, you're down, you're upset. But then I don't know what triggers in my brain. And I think I just miss all the other steps and I get to acceptance really quickly. And like it said, like you're not okay, you're still sad, you're still down, you still have your times, but you understand, like you're in the present, so you kind of know what's going on and you just want to move forward in the best way that you know, the best way that you can. um yeah, so for me personally, I feel like I do feel the first two, and then I think I skip bargaining and depression, and then I go and move to acceptance. So yeah, I think that's my stages. But yeah, they're the 5 stages. And actually, let me just touch on. So this is called, this model was introduced by a psychiatrist called Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. So this was in a little bit of history. This was in 1969, and it was a book called On Death and Dying. So yeah, not the most cheery book, but it's still like, it's really, for me, it's really interesting to know and to, you know, the fact that someone can like articulate and describe these ways, and we've all felt them one way or another, and everyone can relate to them, shows that it is something that everyone goes through in one way or another. And like I said, like, this grieving process is not linear. It's not just about death. It could be the death of anything: oneself, a person, a friendship, a relationship, anything like that. So all of these like 5 rules still like exist for any topic. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about this and touch on the 5 stages of grief is just having an understanding. And I know that these are one of the topics that people are so uncomfortable talking about. And as I've told you time and time again, here at Be Real, I want to touch on the uncomfortable. It's not for everyone. I understand that. I get it. It's something that you want to stay away from. People don't know how to approach the topic, especially when it does relate to death. Okay. And I've realized I'm one of the people, I'm quite comfortable talking about it. I've experienced loss in my life, and for me personally, it has helped talking about it. And the person, I lost a sibling, and I know that's like really strange. I think it's very, you know what? I think there's different types of loss. When someone loses a parent, loss is loss at the end of the day. It's all sad, whatever form, whether it's a grandparent, parent, whoever. So loss is always sad, but there are differences in loss, I feel. I feel like there's a difference to losing grandparents, to losing siblings, to losing parents. I think that there is a difference. Just because, for example, I've lost grandparents, which was some of the first funerals I ever went to. Completely sad, completely heartbreaking. But at the same time, you feel like it's the natural order of things. I know that might sound weird to say, but you do feel like it's a natural order of things. And I feel I've lost a sibling. I lost my eldest sister, and it just, I feel like that was a completely different loss. When someone goes when they're young, before their time, you know, there just feels like a bit of injustice. There's so many unanswered questions. You just feel like their life was robbed in a way. So it's a very different type of loss compared to grandparents, I feel. Also, I feel like when it's a sudden loss, it's very different. Um, I feel like when you know someone is going, when you know the time that they're going, or they've got this long, I feel you can, I'm assuming that you can come to terms with it more in a way. Even though when it happens, it's still going to be sad regardless. I know this, but I feel like when you get given a time frame, it can make, I don't know, you've got time to make sense of it. You've got time. But I feel like when it's sudden, like what I went through was quite sudden. It wasn't expected. Um, I feel like that stings a lot more. There's a lot of like emotions, a lot of confusion. Like you do go through the 5 steps. So you do go through like denial, like this can't be happening. Why is this happening? The, like I said, the anger. The first 2 steps, I know I definitely went through. So then the anger, like, why is this happening? Who is to blame? Like, someone must be to blame. And then you just have, okay, you can go for, they should add another one on the list. The madness should be on the list, because you have like thoughts of like, this person's a really good person. This person is like, godly, they're amazing, they're this, they're that. Like, this should happen to someone that's, I don't know, a murderer, a killer, someone that's like done all these bad things. So I definitely think all of that goes through your mind. But then for me, like I said, I skipped the depression. What was the other one? Actually, you know what? The third one. If I'm thinking of my personal like circumstance, I definitely, I definitely touched on the third one, which is bargaining. Like, if I do this, can this be undone? I definitely think I touched on that in my personal, with my sister. I definitely think I thought, if this happens, if that happens, maybe if we do this, if we do that, like, can things change? So no, actually, so I think I did go through 1, 2, and 3, but I just didn't. I just skipped depression, and then I think I went to acceptance. And I think I went to acceptance because I think I'm quite a, I don't want to say this word strong, but mentally, yes, mentally I feel like I can take a lot. I feel like I'm a really strong person. And I think when I look at others around me and I think mentally they're not as strong as me, then I feel like I just, something kicks in gear and I'm like, right, cool, I've got to be this one. I've got to do this. I've got to, because I can do it. It's really weird. It's really weird because in so many things, I'm like so like girly girl with things. Like, put a bug in front of me, I will run for the damn hills. Yeah. Put an ant, a fly, a wasp, anything, I will cry my eyes out. Throw a spider on me, I'll have a heart attack. Like, all of these things, like, I'm quite girly girl with these things. But when it comes to something like as emotional as this, I was just like a lioness. I was like, right, I'm gonna be this person, I'm gonna be strong, I'm gonna, yeah, like, I don't know what happens up here, but something just kicked in, and then I just moved to acceptance. I just moved to, yeah, like everything that I said with acceptance, like, you're not okay. Like, hell no, you're not okay. I remember at the time, like, there was certain friends like I would call or speak to, like one in particular, and I would call her and like just burst into tears or start crying over something. And then, like, it's so weird because you cry but then you laugh about something. I know it sounds really weird, but I don't know, maybe it's a coping mechanism, like you cry and then you laugh. But I would remember, like, anything would set me off. There'll be a certain song and I'll be listening to it. I remember being at work, actually. I was at work. I was like on reception and they would like play music and a certain song came on and it would just make me feel so sad and I just start crying. And it's like, the song doesn't relate to the person. They probably don't even know the song. Like, my sister wouldn't even know that song. But when I heard it, it just made me feel sad. So I feel like that will always come in waves. Like, it will always come in waves. So it's not like, even if you're accepting what's happened, you still, like, you're not okay, but you still want to move forward in a way. So I definitely think I got to that that part, like, quite quickly, or quicker than others, I would definitely say. Another thing people say about grief is it shows up in so many different forms. So you have some physical symptoms, which could be tiredness, skin issues, appetite loss. And I know that's one thing with breakups. Like, when people have breakups, they always say, like, they lose their appetite, they stop eating. That's never happened to me. I've never had a breakup and like lost lots of weight and gone through a skinny era. Like, I'm trying to actually think. Ever through a breakup did I get skinny? No, I didn't. If anything, I ate more. I think I'm an emotional eater. I don't think ever got skinny through a breakup or through loss. I don't think I've never experienced that skinny stage through like any type of grief or any type of loss. If anything, I think I eat more. Skin issues, absolutely not. Tiredness, no. So I personally haven't gone through physical symptoms through loss, through any type of grief or loss. Um, if you have, let me know. Put a little comment. Let me know what you've gone through and like how it affected you. But yeah, me personally, I've never actually gone through anything like that. Also, they say that there's emotional reactions: guilt, withdrawal, and joy burst. 100%. I know for a fact that when I lost my sister, I was having a lot of withdrawals, and it's really bizarre. So you can be somewhere and then all of a sudden you're just not there. And that just sounds absolutely crazy. But you could be like you could be in the middle of something, and all of a sudden your mind is just not there. And that's something that I know I've went through a lot. It happened to me at work. It happened to me if I was out with friends. It would just sneak up on you. So you would start your day fine, and then something would happen, and your mind will just go. So that's something that I definitely 100% experienced. I never really experienced the guilt. I was very close with my sister, so like I I would never feel guilt because she was always the person that was like, live your life, live your best life. If I was like, oh, should I go to the party, do this, do that, like she was that type of person. So I never felt guilt for anything. If anything, I felt like she was always spearing me on to do things. Like she would travel by herself, she would go cinema by herself. She didn't give a heck. She would do what, like, she wasn't waiting for anybody. And yeah, so that's something that now I've like really developed, because she would just like do whatever. Like, don't wait. Time cannot wait for no man. Yeah. So if you've got something that you want to do, if you've got some place you want to be, if you've got some place you want to visit, you just need to go and do it. Don't, like, yeah, ask someone to come with you, but if they can't come, go by yourself. Go by yourself and experience it. So she was very much that way inclined. So no, I didn't go through the guilt for me personally. And I've kind of touched on this already, but I said, so we've talked about the physical symptoms, we've talked about emotional reaction and unexpected triggers. So like I said, like music, oh my God, music is the one. Like everyone knows, whether it's a breakup, whether it's death, like whatever it is you're grieving, music will get you. Yeah, a certain song will come on, and it will just like, it's like, what's the word, nostalgic. It will just take you back to a moment or make you think or feel. Okay, let me tell you the song that came on when I was at work, and I just like rang my friend and I just started crying. So it was Boy George, Come a Chameleon. Probably no one even knows that song. It's like, come a chameleon. That song. Do you know why it made me cry? Like, this is so random. This is actually so random. So years ago in EastEnders, there was an episode in the Queen Vic where that song was playing at someone's funeral, and it was like a really sad time. I can't remember who died, but they played that song in the Queen Vic. And I don't know, I haven't watched soaps in a million years, so I don't know why that stuck in my head. But when I was at work and that song came on, I started thinking of my sister, and I just thought, this is the saddest thing ever. And then I just got really emotional, had to call my friend, went to a park bench and cried. So music will just do that to you. Music will just give a connection. Yeah, memories can make a lot of people sad, but for me, I like to think of positive, good memories. I don't like to dwell on what wasn't, what hasn't been. I like to think of like good times, fun times, happier times. That's what my brain just goes to it. There's actually, what my friend actually sent me a thing, right? Oh my God, my friend sent me this thing. It was a video. And on the video, someone was like skiing in between trees. And it was like, there's two mindsets. So the mindset of the person that's like, oh my God, so many trees, they end up hitting a tree. And then the mindset of the person that was like, oh, there's a gap, there's a gap, there's a gap, there's a gap, was like not hitting any trees. So I can't remember the word for it. So there's a person that's like sees opportunities, and there's a person that sees obstacles. And yeah, basically that's it. But there was an actual specific word for it, but I can't remember. But my mind just naturally goes to like the positive, the good, like probably even like in an annoying way, but that's just how I'm wired. Like, I try not to see the problems. Like, if there's an issue, I want to, what's the issue? Like, how can we resolve it? How can we, make this good, instead of like dwelling on the issue? That's just the way I'm wired. When I think of memories, I tend to not think of anything too sad that I know will bring me down or whatever. I like to think of positive, happy, like something that was like, that will make me smile about someone I've lost, instead of like feeling down. Um, Maybe it's a coping mechanism, but at the end of the day, I love it. And I think that's got me to like read like where I am in life, and that's like helped me get through a lot of stuff. So yeah. And social media. So yeah, social media is just it's so toxic, but we love it, don't we? Like, we do love social media.
the worst thing with social media, I think, is when you have a, like, I don't think it's, because for me, I don't think it's like death, because if something pops up on my thing with my sister, I love it. But yeah, I'll tell you where it's criminal is if an ex, you got thousands of pictures. There's too many pictures to delete all off your phone. But if that flipping time, whatever it's called, time lap, memory lap, whatever it's called, wants to come up with an ex, that makes me feel sick. Don't do it. Like, is there a way that we could just, because you can't go through all your pictures, it'll bring something up from like the past. I'm like, I don't want this on my phone. Yeah. So that gets me. If I see a picture of my sister, I love it. But if I see a picture of an ex, I'm like, dead. So I want to talk about like things that you can do to make yourself feel better about any type of loss. So journaling, therapy, and walks. What do we think about those? I think journaling is really good. I bought one of those. I bought this really intricate, what's it called? Like a journal planner thing, right? And this journal planner, it's got the little quotes, and then you fill it in, and it's got all. It's really technical. It's really in depth. So I bought this thinking, right, it's gonna be great. Um, I used it for about a week, and then you just give up because you got to fill it in before you go to bed. You got to fill it in the morning. Blah blah blah. I couldn't keep up with it. Like the journal just like made me feel crap about myself. But I do think those that can keep up with a journal, I think a journal is really good. Maybe don't do what I did. I tried to go to the extreme and get one of them like bougie journals. So maybe just get like a little diary that you can jot down your thoughts and notes and things in. And I feel like that's good enough. I feel like just getting things out, writing things on the page, I feel is therapeutic. I think that is really good. Therapy. So, as an adult, I've never done therapy, but I want to. I really want to do therapy. I know so many people that do therapy, and just talking therapy, like everyone says they don't think they need it. I think I'm really good at regulating myself. Like I feel like I'm I've changed a lot, and I think I'm very diplomatic, and I don't know, like, okay, so in my family, I've got a lot of therapists. So I'm around therapists a lot, like my mom, my sister, I'm around this a lot. Um, my other sister. So I'm around this a lot. So I kind of grew up with it. So that kind of the questioning, the this, the that, like, yeah, it could be really irritating when you grow up around it. But anyway, so I think I'm naturally quite good at, getting to the thick of things, understanding why I've done this, reviewing my behavior, and then correcting it. But that being said, I would like to do therapy. I would actually like to do therapy. I don't know what type of therapy I need, but I think it's just good to talk through someone that just knows shit and that can tell you, like, if you do this, you would just like be so much better. I'm here for it. I'm here for improving myself. So yes, I'm very open to therapy, and maybe that's something I'm going to look into. That is something I'm going to look into. And when I do, I will get back to you on that. Walks. Okay, everyone knows I'm the walking queen. Okay, I love to walk. Tell me where to walk to, I will walk there. Give me 12,000. Give me a goal, I will do it. I love to walk. I'm a walking queen. I will walk everywhere. Um, yeah, walking I love. And where I live, like there's quite a lot of like lakes, there's nature, there's ducks, like the swans might try and get you, but there's ducks and everything. And yeah, I love a nature walk. So I don't want to do that on a first date. Can I just put a disclaimer out there? I don't want to walk on a first date. Stop with the walking. But I just like to walk in general. So yeah, I like to walk. There is such thing as healthy distraction versus emotional suppression. So, okay, let's get into it. What's a healthy distraction? So, a healthy distraction is going for a walk. That's a healthy distraction. Reading a book. Emotional suppression is opening a pack of custard creams and eating them all, or just ordering like, I don't know, ordering like loads of burgers, like this is an emotional suppression. Like, don't eat your feelings. Don't pack things down or do things and not know why you're doing it. Like going out, like getting crazy drunk and just like, you know, like it's okay to cry. It's okay to be vulnerable. And I feel like if I feel as long as you have one person that you can do that with, like you're good. but I understand like not everyone does. So then that's probably where it can lead to more unhealthy, like emotional suppression, which is hard. So therefore, like I do feel like there are outlets like you can talk to people. I'm actually gonna put. I've actually looked at, not that I've used them, but I've looked into some different charities that deal with like grief or just people talking about things. So I will actually link them on this episode. I will put them in the information below, because I do feel like there are a lot of people that don't have someone that they can talk to, like don't have an outlet at all. Like I said, I didn't have therapy or anything like that, but I did have a friend that I could speak to. I did have family that I can be open with, that helped me through. And I think if I had none of that, it could be very different. Yeah, so I know not everyone does. So yeah, I will link them below if anyone wants to have a chat with anyone. Also, like here we are a community. So if there is something that you feel or you think, like please, obviously I'm not a counselor or a therapist, disclaimer, but just I think just conversation with people, like it helps. So yeah, please comment, and yeah, and I will reply with how I feel and maybe something that can help someone else. Okay, so I just want to read out. So these are, I'm just going to read a few. So I wanted to find some really comforting quotes regarding grief. So, number one, grief is the price we pay for love. And that was actually by Queen Elizabeth II. So it's a reminder that deep sorrow comes from deep love, and that love never really leaves us. And I just think that that is so lovely. Number two, what we once enjoyed and deeply loved, we can never lose, for all that we love deeply becomes a part of us. And that was by Helen Keller. I'm not sure who that is, but I feel like that is such a nice sentiment, because it's true. Like whatever you've deeply loved, you're never going to lose. That's always going to be a part of you. That's always going to be a memory. And I feel like whatever, like I said, whatever aspect that grief was in, you should never regret it. Yeah, and I feel like just always hang on to like the love that you had, because I feel like that is beautiful. And number three, when someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. And that is just the pinnacle of everything, because at the time, you don't realize that that memory is going to be a treasure. You just feel like it's a memory. You just feel like that was a good time, or that was a good occasion, that was a good birthday, that was a good outing, like whatever it is you enjoy. That was just a good, I don't know, just a good time. Like even if you were just like in the house with that person. So you don't realize like that memory is going to be a treasure. So it's just something like to be mindful of, like always appreciate the time that you spend with people, the people that do spend time with you, and yeah, just to be more grateful and appreciative. I think that's really nice. So I feel like I said at the start of this episode, like I want, my hope for this episode is for someone or anyone just to feel a sense of healing if they're going through something, if they've gone through something, and just to understand and realize that they're not alone in this, and that so many people go through this in what, like I said, in whatever aspect of grieving that you are going through or you've been through. I just want you to know like there's people that are doing the same, going through the same, and this is a space that I just want people to be able to have that conversation and open up that conversation to talk about it for those that want to. And just to reassure you really that if this is something that you're going through, like, and I don't know what part of the journey you're on or what part of the steps that you're going through, that you're not broken and that you are just grieving. This is not a situation that you're going to be in forever. It is just what you're going through at the moment, and things always get better. So please give yourself permission to just feel and to heal in your own time. Like this is not a race. This is not something that you're in competition with anyone with. There's not a right or wrong way to do this, to go through this. Everyone has to do things at their own pace in their own time. And everyone's journey is really different. I don't think there's one journey that's the same. at all when it comes to grieving. So guys, before I leave today, I just want you to have a little think to yourself. And I want you to ask yourself this question. What have I grieved in silence that deserves acknowledgement? So if there's anything that comes to mind, please send me a DM or leave it in the comments below, because I would love to know what you guys think. I would love to have a conversation or spark a conversation. And as I've said a million times, this is a safe space, and I want us guys to be able to have beautiful conversation about things that are important to you as much as they're important to me. So, guys, this was a heavy one. I must admit, I did tell you we do get deep sometimes, but thank you so much for joining in. Don't forget to follow at Can We Be Real on Insta and subscribe to wherever you're listening. Next episode, we're asking, would you rather exercise or get surgery? It's about to get juicy. We'll see you there.